NBC 29 begins with breaking news at 11. Right now, Stony Point Road, that is Route 20, is closed in northern Albemarle County due to a fatal accident. We have a reporter on the scene who just tweeted the photo you see right here. Albemarle County Police tell NBC 29 one person is dead in this two-car crash. It happened just before 9 o'clock tonight. A crash reconstruction team is on the scene to investigate, so police expect Route 20 to be closed for a while. Again, this is Route 20, just south of the Orange County line. One person dead in that accident. We will bring you the latest on your news at sunrise and, of course, first on Twitter at NBC 29. We are also following a developing story tonight. State police have issued a senior alert for this man from Spotsylvania County. 81-year-old Ronald Jackson was last seen around 4 o'clock this afternoon in the Partlow community. Police believe he is in danger and without his required medication. Jackson is driving a gray Ford Escape with Virginia license plates KV 1666. If you see him, call the Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office at 540-582-7115. And new tonight, Charlottesville police have arrested a Culpeper man in connection with a murder that happened last year in the city. 26-year-old Jordan Eady is charged with murder, breaking and entering, and attempted robbery. He's accused of killing 31-year-old Floyd Alston Jr. in an apartment on South 1st Street on November 21st of last year. Police say a woman and a small child were in the apartment when the shooting happened, but they were not harmed. Tonight, Eady is held without bond at Albemarle Charlottesville Regional Jail. He is scheduled for his first court appearance tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Charlottesville's NAACP is working to improve race relations by encouraging white people to stand up in solidarity with African Americans when they see injustice in the community. That was the message the group's president delivered to a predominantly white church congregation tonight. NBC 29's Nora Noose was there and has the story for us, new at 11.
A predominantly white congregation attends services in this church named after Thomas Jefferson, a slaveholder.
And that double legacy is a challenge. Do we hold one and ignore the other? Do we have one cancel out the other?
Part of that effort is through the church's Racial Justice Steering Committee.
It is so clear that we have spent several hundred years in this country acting as though black lives don't matter. And we seem to be at a tipping point.
Rick Turner is the president of the Charlottesville-Albemarle NAACP. He spoke at the steering committee's monthly meeting Sunday night to discuss racial issues.
The Black Lives Matter movement demands that the country affirms the value of black life in practical and pragmatic ways.
Turner says he is confident about the direction in which both Charlottesville and Albemarle County are moving with two new police chiefs.
Realize, both of them, that trust is an essential element of good policing.
Still, when asked about the most concerning issue to future generations of African American children in the Charlottesville-Albemarle area, Turner says
that would be racial profiling.
During the committee's question and answer period, one woman asked what she could do to help combat racial profiling. Turner's answer was simple: join the NAACP. He says white people shouldn't underestimate their power, standing in solidarity with their black neighbors.
That was NBC 29's Nora Noose reporting. Turner told the group that while these kinds of conversations are important, they won't solve the problem. Instead, he says action is key in standing up during moments of racial injustice when you see them. Thousands of law enforcement officers and their families gathered in Washington, D.C. today to celebrate Peace Officers Memorial Day. A memorial service was held on the west front of the United States Capitol. The National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund says 123 officers died last year. 36 have died this year. A wreath-laying ceremony took place following the service. Several states have also ordered flags to be flown at half-staff in observance of the day. The city of Stanton is painting the town blue to pay tribute to the men and women who work in law enforcement. NBC 29's Rachel Menitoff takes us to today's commemoration.
A sea of blue balloons and ribbons.
It's rewarding to be a part of a unit like this where we can honor those who have given so much for us.
The blue honors our nation's police force.
All that they do and all their families give up is tremendous.
It's finally time for them to get some pats on the back.
Sunday's commemorative service honors those currently serving in law enforcement, past service, and our fallen officers. That includes canines. This is the first in a week-long celebration of National Police Week in the Shenandoah Valley.
Our job is a lot different than it often is portrayed in the media or on TV. Our job, we really are out there to protect and serve and help others.
Officers say that it can be hard to understand exactly what they do on a daily basis.
They put themselves on the line every day.
So to be formally recognized, they say, is humbling.
We're really lucky, I think, in Stanton to have the support of our community. It's not like this everywhere in the country. To have a group of citizens to even put on an event like this is incredibly great.
In Stanton, Rachel Menitoff, NBC 29 HD News.
Organizers of Paint the Town Blue say they're hopeful to get the city of Waynesboro and Augusta County in on the event next year. For a full list of National Police Week activities in the Valley, you can visit NBC29.com.
Keep it in the ground! Keep it in the ground!
Central Virginians are urging President Obama and his administration to stop offshore drilling. Activists boarded a bus from Pantops in Albemarle County today to head to Washington, D.C. There they took part in the Break Free D.C. Action Rally. Along with thousands of other activists, they marched from the White House to the Lincoln Memorial to fight for change.
This is time for us to make a statement, to be very visible with our props and signs. Some of it's kind of lighthearted, some of it's a more serious note, and it's because the issue is so urgent.
Activists want to end offshore drilling in the Arctic, Atlantic, and the Gulf of Mexico. They say keeping fossil fuels in the ground will prevent negative impacts on the environment. The city of Charlottesville is working with environmental groups to reduce the level of pesticides used in schools and parks. The Piedmont group of the Sierra Club is one organization urging the city to stop using those chemical toxins. NBC 29's Spencer Burke reports.
Environmentalists in Charlottesville are pushing for change. They want the city to stop using synthetic chemical pesticides at parks and on school grounds. John Cruikshank is a member of the Piedmont group of the Sierra Club, an environmentalist organization.
We have been going to the city council for about 2 years, and we're getting some positive responses.
The club kicked off an anti-pesticide campaign 2 years ago. The group has collected a little more than 1,200 signatures on a petition that supports its effort.
We've certainly created an awareness of the problem.
Last spring, the city passed an integrated pest control management resolution. The goal is to reduce the use of pesticides.
We want the city to look nice for tourists, for us, for the children.
Cruikshank says the use of chemical toxins endanger the health of people in the city.
There are studies that show that these chemical pesticides cause eye irritation and skin rashes, asthma, respiratory illnesses.
With little children, they put everything in their mouth. So we want to make sure that the environment is safe for them.
Cruikshank says there is an exception in emergency situations.
When there's a threat to human health or a threat to irreparable harm to the environment, then occasionally they could be used.
In Charlottesville, Spencer Burke, NBC 29 HD News.
City councilors will review the progress on the issue during their meeting tomorrow night. Sierra Club members say they have noticed change in the city's effort to reduce the use of pesticides. The third annual Blue Wheel Family Bike Festival brought out cyclists to the Ix Art Park in Charlottesville today. The festival featured a strider course, a bicycle maze, teeter-totters, and a bike bridge. Organizers say biking is the best way to get some exercise on a daily basis. Kids also got a chance to decorate their bikes at a special decoration station, and volunteers were on hand to help adjust helmets and offer some bike safety tips. A high school robotics team in Central Virginia is looking for some new members. Cavalier Robotics, or Team 619, organized an open house today at the University of Virginia. They invited the public to take a look at what they build and to help people get acquainted with the lab space. The team is made up of 9th through 12th graders from high schools in Charlottesville and the surrounding counties.
Our team is really great. It's sort of like a second family. It's sort of my second home. I spend a lot of time here, and so it's just a really fun experience.
The high schoolers work with UVA students that serve as mentors, helping them out wherever they need. Another open house will be held June 12th from 1 to 6 p.m. on Old Reservoir Road. Charlottesville parks are splashing into summer. Plus, this is a week to raise a pint to local craft beer. We will tell you where to go to toast to the craft brew movement while also supporting a charity in our community.
And we're talking some very cold overnight lows tonight, folks. Also for the week ahead, more rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe again next weekend. Closer detail look at it with our 7-day forecast ahead.
And the Virginia baseball team tries to earn the sweep against Georgia Tech. We have the highlights and post-game reaction a little later in sports.